Welcome to this program for the Royal Roads Bachelor of Commerce and Entrepreneurial Management program. Thank you for your interest in the BCom. I'm Ross Porter. I am the academic lead for the program, and I'll be offering you an overview of the BCom. It's my hope that by the end of this webinar, you should have a good sense of what the program is about, how it's designed, and how it's delivered, such that you can make an informed decision as to whether or not the BCom in Entrepreneurial Management is the program for you. Royal Roads has a rich and varied history, and one that's deeply connected to the land upon which it's located. We are indeed fortunate to be located on the traditional lands of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. We are grateful that we get to learn and work on the lands where the past, present, and future of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students, faculty, and staff come together. Royal Roads is located in Greater Victoria, and a part of the country, I would argue, that is blessed with great weather and access to a myriad of opportunities and world-class cities. We're consistently considered one of the best places to live, work, and travel. We're also physically located in a National Historic Site, surrounded by compelling built and natural environments. We're a place of higher education that's been in the business of online and blended learning for well over 25 years, and arguably one of the most beautiful campuses anywhere in North America. Not a bad place to consider spending time during an in-person residency as part of your program. At Royal Roads, there's a few things that differentiate us from a lot of other colleges and universities. One is that we see life as a qualification. Our admissions process isn't just about academic achievements, but also about life and work experiences and other accomplishments and contributions that you've made. We look beyond the traditional requirements for entrance that may otherwise limit post-secondary opportunities for those already immersed in the world of work. Faculty like myself get to know you as individuals. You're not just a student number. We emphasize small class sizes and a more intimate and personal learning experience. We're about seeing every student as an individual, because understanding you helps us understand how you learn. We also think it's important that we learn not only from the context set in the classroom, but life beyond that. So being a university for working professional means that you get to bring some of those challenges and experiences from your work life into the classroom to help inform that learning. It's not about theoretical and hypothetical learning, but real world problem solving. We hope that you'll develop connections that will serve you throughout the remainder of your life. With our cohort learning model, you get to work and learn from others in the same way that you do outside of the classroom. For the duration of program, you'll be motivating, inspiring, encouraging, and supporting one another in the pursuit of your individual and collective goals. And the connections that you will make here while at Royal Roads, we hope will be meaningful and long-lasting. We're built differently. We have a different purpose. Our mandate is focused on providing applied and professional education. We help pioneer the blended learning model, which is online education punctuated by on-campus residencies. And we want to equip and we want to inspire you to make a positive difference. So I'll give you an overview of the program design and delivery. We are different by design. This program is unique, and I want to highlight some of these unique features. First is that we are a degree completion program, so we don't offer years 1 and 2. You come with that, or its equivalent, that equivalent mix of education and experience when you join the BCom programs. That said, you will be engaging in coursework that will add up to 60 credits and be the equivalent of years 3 and 4 of your undergraduate education. We're designed for folks like yourself who are working. And while we might be a part-time program, it is a full-on commitment and experience to be part of the BCom. You'll be taking 2 courses at a time. You may need to devote 10 to 20 hours a week to your studies, some weeks less, some weeks more. The point is that acquiring your education, completing your BCom degree is a major commitment, but we believe that that commitment will pay dividends if it's fulfilled. We offer only one type of delivery, and that is a blend of online courses and 3 one-week residencies, again, designed to accommodate those who are working. The BCom is unique in this fact that it's, I would argue, more of a boutique style of program. We offer a fixed menu of courses with carefully curated content and experiences, a blend of theory and practice, knowledge and know-how. Our cohort and class sizes are smaller than typical, 20 to 25 students. And what we have that I refer to as structured flexibility. That's where we have a defined structure and progression laid out throughout the program with design features that allow you to acquire education while you're managing work commitments and other life commitments. So the idea is that you're set up to be able to navigate work, life, and education at the same time, to acquire an education without putting your life on hold. Courses include both live sessions, but most of the time you'll be determining how best and when to advance your coursework. That said, every course has weekly activities that you'll need to navigate, and those are facilitated by faculty who will be interacting with you and the rest of the cohort throughout the duration of a given course. You will not be alone. One of the benefits of our design is the ability to learn while you work, which I've been emphasizing, and apply. This is the great thing about learning while you're working. You get to apply the learning that you're acquiring through your studies into your work context in any given week, any given month, any given quarter, any given year of the program. So you're not isolating yourself from application until the program concludes, but you're ideally applying the learning that you're acquiring throughout the time that you're in the program. And unlike the typical undergraduate classroom, our cohorts are made up of a broad range of ages, backgrounds, and work and life experiences. The average age of our cohorts is approximately 35, with student ages ranging from mid-20s to mid-50s. You're undoubtedly not going to find that elsewhere. And I think it's a strength of the program. But despite that diversity, BCommers are united by common goals. One of them is that the status quo is no longer satisfactory. So folks are coming back to school. They're looking to level up, scale up to enhance the range of possibilities and opportunities available to them and to ultimately have more influence and impact. The program has recently been updated to support student learning and success and strengthen the overall student experience. So the 2024 intakes will be the first to experience the full weight of these changes, and I want to highlight several of those for you. We are adopting a quarter-based term system, giving you more time to engage in your coursework and recharge between terms. Courses will now run 11 weeks instead of 9, with a midpoint flex week, or otherwise known as a reading week, and then 2-week breaks rather than a single week break between quarters. There'll still be 3 one-week on-campus residencies, and those will be delivered within those 11-week terms in quarters 1, 5, and 10. The new 30-month program schedule and revised course sequencing will provide the structure and space for you to more fully integrate and apply your learnings while managing your personal and professional commitments, and you'll still be able to complete your degree in less time than available elsewhere. We believe that the enhanced program design will continue to cover the breadth of entrepreneurial management content with an added emphasis and focus on entrepreneurial discovery and application. So the first half of the program, you will be emphasizing and be navigating at a kind of a discovery and exploration process of self, the entrepreneurial mindset, the broader marketplace and business environment in which you operate. You'll learn about business models and business modeling and entrepreneurial opportunities. You'll be exploring some and identifying some, ultimately culminating in identifying an idea for an entrepreneurial endeavor, project, or venture of some sort that you could action. And in the second half of the program, you'll focus on applying your learning towards this idea that you've identified, building out a potential business model and developing a plan to bring your idea to life. Think of it, the second half of the program, as individualized project-based learning. Ultimately, it's designed to deepen your learning and equip you to have more impact in your world of work. And here's what that all looks like mapped out visually. So this is the spring entry, starts in April, and it begins with a 1-week online orientation to the BCom before you begin taking your pairs of courses. Again, residencies, approximately about 6.5 days in length, occur in the first, fifth, and final quarters of the program. Again, there's 2-week breaks between the terms, and then a 1-week midterm flex or reading week. And as you progress through the program, some of the course names and descriptions will get tuned up along the way. As noted previously, the first half of that program design is focused on discovery and exploration, and the second half on development and application. But it's not to say that there's no discovery or exploration in the second half and no development or application in the first half. It's just to signal the different emphases at different times in the program. And here's what the fall entry looks like for October. Again, starting the first week of October with that orientation before you begin to move into your pairs of courses. So same design as I showed you on the previous slide. I think it's always good before we make a major decision to kind of check our assumptions and to manage our expectations. And for me, fit's critical. No one program is a good fit for all. So let me challenge some assumptions that you might be holding on to. The first one might be that all degrees are pretty much the same and serve the same purpose. In other words, a business degree is a business degree. I would argue, no, not necessarily. There are some common elements that are shared amongst programs, but there is many differences between programs. What the program is focused on, how it's designed and delivered, who it's geared to, who it seeks to attract, how long a program takes, what the student experience is like throughout the length of the program, and the degree of emphasis on application or not. You get the idea. So do your homework and know your options. Similarly, that online education is all the same. And for many folks, that might mean independent and impersonal learning experiences, more like a correspondence course. No, our courses are actively facilitated by experienced faculty. They include live components. They have defined start and end dates. Each cohort moves through a course together and in a particular sequence of courses. So in other words, you're not a ship in the night. And if that's what you're looking for, then this wouldn't be the program for you. But I'm hoping that you're seeing value in what I'm articulating about the program. And this isn't any Bachelor of Commerce program. It's a Bachelor of Commerce in Entrepreneurial Management. Entrepreneurial management is the through line throughout the program. and it needs to ultimately resonate with you. Entrepreneurial management is as much about mindset and a mix of knowledge and know-how that can be used in any work context or the pursuit of any worthy goal. It can be expressed through starting a business or being self-employed, but it doesn't have to be. It can be those things and is for many, but it can be also about innovating inside of an existing workplace. The point is that entrepreneurial management is an approach to getting things done that adds value. It's about doing new things or existing things differently. It's about increasing your capacity to be resourceful, to identify gaps, to craft solutions, and then to come up with ideas. But to have the knowledge and know-how to turn ideas, those ideas you come up with, into reality. Developing the capacity to think and act entrepreneurially needs to be something that intrigues you, attracts you, and resonates with you. Fortunately, you get time to figure out what that means and the ways that you can express that both inside and outside of the BCom program. You'll be learning through identifying and building out the workings of some sort of endeavor, project, or venture that resonates with you, and that allows you to explore and apply the various facets of entrepreneurial management in action. Another myth is that impactful education is nothing more than the accumulation of knowledge. I'm going to suggest the contrary. Simply knowing more is not a compelling differentiator, nor is it going to be sufficient to move you ahead to accomplish those goals and ambitions you've set for yourself. It's knowledge of self combined with knowledge of business, combined with the know-how of translating knowledge into action, to have the skills and abilities necessary to leverage your knowledge and put it into practice that matters. It's not about knowledge for knowledge's sake. Finally, that your motivation doesn't matter. I'm going to argue the opposite. Your reason for choosing this program at this time does matter. It needs to be more than acquiring a credential for credential's sake. This program requires you to be actively, not passively engaged in your learning. So your motivation, your why, has to be deep and compelling and meaningful enough to you to move and sustain you throughout the life of the program and to make the most of the time that you are with us. Let's talk about admissions. So there are essentially two pathways into the program. Our standard admission requires you to have at least 60 undergraduate credits with an overall GPA of a B and a minimum of 2 years of work experience. Think of this as kind of the academic pathway into the program. We also have a flexible admission model that is a combination of college and university credits that you may hold, as well as work and related experiences and accomplishments. Think of this as the professional or experience pathway. The less prior academic credits that you have, the more that we'll expect in terms of work-related experiences and accomplishments. The point is that we evaluate the whole person rather than simply the academic side. And you'll find that few other schools will give as much weight and associated credit to experience and accomplishments beyond the classroom. Interesting to note that most BCommers are admitted through the flexible admission model. And if you're not sure whether or not you qualify for admission into the BCom, don't self-select out. Reach out and speak with an enrollment advisor. If you are selected for admission, you may be required to complete one of our preparatory courses, either in academic writing and critical thinking or accounting or something similar. We want to make sure that you're adequately prepared to hit the ground running. And I provided a link to our in-house offerings, but you can just Google Roll Roads Academic Prep and Support to find more information. And in some cases, we'll accept courses that are similar to these offered through other providers. Again, more information would be forthcoming once you make application, And as your application is assessed, part of that selection will be determining your preparation and whether or not you need to complete a prerequisite course. As I mentioned, there's 2 entries or intakes into the program each year, one in the spring and one in the fall. The application deadline is typically about 3 months before the program starts, so be sure to visit the program website for specific dates and other pertinent program details, including the schedule, more information about admissions and the application process, tuition, and other facets of program design and delivery. So deciding to come back or continue your university studies is not a small matter. Yeah, so I'm encouraging you to take the time to explore and know your options. Viewing this webinar is an important step, but be sure to read through the program site to learn more about what I have shared with you in this webinar. I'd also encourage you to reach out to one of our enrollment advisors. They can speak more about the BCom as well as other offerings at Royal Roads. They can also help you get in touch with me, or you can also do that directly through the RRU directory on the Royal Roads website. Again, the focus is on making an informed choice. And with that, I thank you for your interest in the Bachelor of Commerce and Entrepreneurial Management program, and I wish you all the best in your next steps. Take care.